But I
I mean,
just
I
thought it was
think,
interesting because as I'm listening to this, I'm like, how can I argue the other side? How can I argue this side or that side or the other side? Because to me, that's the mental exercise we're talking about. How would I dismantle their argument? And
right.
and everyone was trying to argue with him on this, and I'm like, just attack the premise. The assumption
Yeah, right.
is there was nothing and then there was something. Why couldn't there be something from the beginning?
Yeah,
You know, the source of if you believe nothing is the original state of of the universe.
that's a big assumption, right?
Yeah, but that's the assumption that a lot of people make.
So I think in this case, if you're arguing well and not just trying to get clickbait, which I love clickbait, but then you have to say, that the introduction to the start, these are the assumptions that I'm making. And
Yeah,
then we have to argue from there.
or if it were a debate, I would attack your assumptions and you would attack mine.
Because there's no way to prove or disprove that because we just don't know. I don't even know if it's possible even to figure out
So then we
the
have to
truth of this,
say,
right?
can we agree to have this discussion with the idea that nothing was the first date? And I'm like, oh, I don't know if I can agree with that.
Yeah, right. Right.
Because and then the point of the debate becomes moot because if we can't agree on the premise for the conversation, how are we going to have a conversation? I was listening to that yesterday, and it occurred to me how much I really enjoy listening to good conversation and good debate.
It's intellectually stimulating, right?
There's a we'll call it self-reflection or whatever you want, but I believe this. Why do I believe that? Well, I believe that
Yeah.
because of these values or how I was brought up or whatever it is that leads to that. Right?
Yeah.
Thinking about that is important. Why do I think this way on this topic? Why am I reacting
Yeah.
this way on that topic?
Facts.
Having two contradictory opinions in your mind is actually a skill. It's an ability,
That is more of an
right?
advanced thing. Yeah.
And I honestly, that's one reason why I can argue one side or the other without letting the emotion override my thinking. And so I do think everyone should want to have that ability to some extent because I think it gives you the tools to really be in a position to think through someone else's opinion or someone else's idea and then
Well,
hopefully
I'm not arguing.
the idea is I think it's a critical skill to be able to be empathetic to other people's opinions. Empathetic to other people's opinions, then the reaction you would have towards them is going to be more constructive as opposed to just reactionary.
For me, a really important rule is seek first to understand and then to be understood. Is steel man their argument. It doesn't
Still,
matter if you agree with it or not, but at least lets you walk in their shoe. That lets you turn around and see the world from their perspective for a minute. And what that does, sorry, is it connects you together, right?
I mean, the hardest thing, first of all, is understand what they're saying, then try to understand why they're saying it, then try to understand how you might come to the same conclusion.
I don't know if you want to go that
Well,
far or
the
not,
reason why
but that
I
would be
like going
good.
there is I think that builds empathy. What in life would make me believe that? You've had trauma in your life, and that's why you react this way in this situation. I haven't
Yeah,
had that trauma, but if I recognize, oh, trauma might make me think that way, then I'm going to have a potentially a better understanding of what caused you to be the way you are, which then helps me to communicate with you.